when I went back to my school and gave my 9th standard ka final exam, so people used, like my classmates, they used to ask me ki ek mahina tu kahan thi, and I was in that zone. I was like, मैं मुंबई जाकर आई हूँ. I would think that okay, लोग भूल गए मुझे. You know, I'm not getting calls for auditions. How will I go back to Mumbai? So I would get very low, and yeah, I mean, some days it would bother me that you know, people do write shitty things. They're like, इसको show नहीं मिल रहा, इसको ये नहीं मिल रहा, and nonsense they write. Yeah.
They say you got to appear at Cannes.
Yeah.
However, you were told that you are gonna be making an appearance there. What was your first reaction?
I was like, okay. Yeah. In my head, I was like, I'm just keeping calm till the time I don't get my visa. I am just like very calm, and I'm not sharing anything with anybody. Hina is an inspiration to everybody. What she did was amazing. I met Aishwarya Rai Bachchan twice. Like, उनके बारे में क्या है? She's so beautiful. She's gorgeous, and she's a queen. It's a matter of pride for me that I'm going somewhere and representing my country. India comes before my, you know, like name.
Did it ever kind of posed as a hinder the label of being a TV actor for you?
Yeah.
Today's conversation was written in the stars because the artist that I'm sitting with, she and I share the same birth date. Not even the year is different. So, welcome Helly Shah to Bollywood Bubble. So, firstly, I have to start by asking, you have led such an inspirational career till now, and it's just growing and growing every day. So, firstly, how did the acting bug bit you?
See, honestly, at first I wasn't interested in acting, you know. I wanted to become a doctor, and I had like different plans after my 10th boards. But it all started when I was in my 9th standard. And it was like my final, you know, like March का जो आपका final exam होता है, उस time था. And I happened to come to Mumbai with one of my father's friends, because I used to do theatre with him in Ahmedabad back then. And he told me that, you know, there's this show and I want you to give an audition. And I had no clue what I'm doing. I just went there, I gave an audition, and I got selected. So, and that's how it happened. And obviously उस time पे दिमाग इतना चलता नहीं था, so I just went with the flow, and I was like, once this thing is over, I go back to Ahmedabad, I study, and I become a doctor, and you know, like all the usual plans that I had. But after I finished with my first show and went back to Ahmedabad, that's when I realized that, you know, somewhere down the line, and like थोड़ा सा एक soft corner हो गया था, and I started sort of missing acting. And obviously I was learning. I used to get a lot of scolding every single day. I used to cry, but still when I went back, मुझे ऐसा लगा that I was sort of enjoying the process.
You started acting in your formative years in life, like 9th grade. इंसान को पता भी नहीं होता कि एक्चुअल में करना क्या है लाइफ में.
Exactly.
And you started acting then. So how getting that kind of an exposure to this world changed your upbringing, changed your kind of growing up years? How did that affect that?
I do think that I was mature way faster, and you know, I used to see that girls of my age were pretty laid back, and you know, इतनी समझ नहीं होती है. But I personally felt कि मैं अपनी उम्र से ज़्यादा जल्दी mature हो गई थी, and I would understand a lot more. I personally felt that not just like my professional life, but it just had a very beautiful impact on me personally.
But did it ever happen with you that you felt like a little lack of normalcy in the way that people were recognizing you, and kind of that a little fame kind of got?
I enjoyed it. See, I was young also, and when I went back to my school and gave my 9th standard ka final exam, so people used, like my classmates, they used to ask me कि एक महीना तू कहाँ थी, and you know, some of them were being very sarcastic, and I didn't like that, but I was in that zone. Like, मैं मुंबई जाकर आई हूँ. In front of my classmates and everybody, I was like, मैं तो एक सीरियल का ऑडिशन देकर आई हूँ, मैं ये करके आई हूँ. मैं so obviously, you know, like I enjoyed it, and the kind of attention I used to get from my teachers and also my classmates, I liked it.
When you started doing TV, was there any, because बचपन में तो ठीक है, it was just about acting, so you kind of chose that path. But when you kind of started paying attention to it seriously. Was it there ever a point you thought ki maybe TV is not for the way for me to go first?
No, I always, I am a kind of person who goes with the flow and eventually tries to figure out things. But I enjoyed the entire process, and of course, I started with television, so there was no other way that I would have thought. Also, I was staying here alone, and for my parents, it was very important that wherever I'm going, whatever I'm doing, I am safe there. I am, I am in a protected environment, and like in a TV set or something. You sort of know, and of course वो भी वहाँ पे बैठे थे, so of course they were not here with me, तो उनको भी एक शांति थी that okay she's safe and stuff. तो ऐसा मैंने ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं सोचा, I sort of went with the flow.
But also like जैसे बचपन में वो जो 9th class के time हुआ, that was like offer आया, you took it and happened. But when you got a taste of rejections or the taste of struggle, was it difficult to deal with it because you already had seen the acceptance that you had gotten at an early age, but to now get that kind of denial or the rejection, what we say, was it difficult to deal with?
See, at that time, I first remember that when I went back to Ahmedabad after my first show, फिर 10th start हो गया था, and then I decided that after I finish with my 10th boards, I'll start giving auditions again. तो obviously एक बहुत लंबा break था, and I wouldn't get as many calls for auditions every day. So I would think that okay, लोग भूल गए मुझे, I'm not getting calls for auditions. How will I go back to Mumbai? So I would get very low, and but again, we are kind of people who will not share with even like your parents. I don't. I mean, it ऐसा लगता है कि सालों बीत जाते, but still I take so much time to sort of open up in front of a friend also. तो ऐसा लगता था कि मैं अकेले सोचती थी that I'm not getting calls. तो of course I would feel कि बुरा लगता था, and I was 15, so इससे ज़्यादा मैं क्या ही सोचती उस time पे.
You have got such a fandom that people are so eagerly waiting to see you in whatever way possible. When was the first time you got a hint of that?
One incident that I can remember is I was doing Jhalak Dikhla Ja during Swaragini. So that time, there was this girl, I think she was my age only, but she came and she was crying, mujhe milke, she was so overwhelmed, and she was crying and she hugged me, and so I was like, oh my god, what is this? Because she was almost my age, or maybe a couple of years younger to me. So that time I realized that okay, the kind of love that I'm getting is massive, and it's nice.
But like when you get so much fandom, the opposite side of it also comes. Like when you took that 1.5 year ka break, people kind of wrote you off. People said that she has quit the industry and all. So how was it dealing with that? Because you had taken, you were so young at that time. You were still very young. So us time to or bhi you were younger. So you were just starting off, and people are writing you off in the beginning only. Did that affect you in any way? Bother you in any way?
I mean, some days it would bother me that people do write shitty things. They're like, "Isko show nahi mil raha, isko ye nahi mil raha," and nonsense they write. I mean, they think that they have all the right to write nonsense about somebody else, but they don't think कि शायद उस पे कैसा affect करेगा. Of course, I was staying alone with my house help, and तो ऐसा कुछ शेयर करने वाला भी था नहीं that I had somebody else also like my mom or my brother with me, but I was very sure in my mind, in my head, I had planned that till the time I don't get what I want, I'm not going to take up any other show. I was very sure. So of course ऐसे दिन आते हैं कि I'm very low, I'm not I don't feel like doing anything, but I think that's a phase, and वो दिन निकल जाता है, then you also get back to know. I was very strong in my head. I knew what I want to do. This is my passion eventually. So if I'll not follow my passion, I don't want to do anything just for money. तो मैंने बहुत shows कर लिए होते. Right now also, if I'm not doing a show, that's because I don't want to do a show right now. अगर सिर्फ पैसों के लिए काम करना था या सिर्फ किसी और चीज के लिए करना था, I would have done like a lot of things.
Your popularity kind of grew another level with Ishq Mein Marjawan. That, do you feel like that was like one of the biggest turning point of your career?
I think so, yeah. like people saw me in a different way, in a
Yeah.
different manner, I feel. पहले एक छोटी बच्ची या फिर उस तरीके से देखते थे, but I also I'll give credit to the makers also, and like in that the entire team, that they made me look so beautiful on the screen, and so in a very different way, पहले मैं ऐसी दिखी नहीं थी, and people saw me in a completely different avatar. They saw different shades of me, and in terms of character also, like there were a lot of layers and a lot of things to play with. So I do believe that that was a turning point.
They say you got to appear at Cannes.
Yeah.
So, like the first time that invite came, the call, or whatever, however you were told that you are gonna be making an appearance there, what was your first reaction?
I was like, okay. Yeah.
Okay, subtlety से
Subtle.
अंदर पता है क्या चल रहा है?
पता है क्या चल रहा है,
But बाहर से okay.
Okay.
For you, I was also reading when you described the 5 minutes before walking on the red carpet. So the whole prep time between the invite and the walking the carpet, how was that period for you?
So I knew that I was going, to the Cannes Film Festival for the launch of Kaya Palat, for the poster launch of Kaya Palat, and almost, like 5 to 6 days back, we were offered that, do you want to walk for the L'Oreal Paris? And obviously, it's a big brand, and who would not want to walk for L'Oreal Paris, right? So दोनों चीजें साथ में हो रही थी, and I was kind of very excited in my head, but I was not showing at all. Also visa का मतलब I was like visa जब तक नहीं आ रहा है
completely understand.
These days visa का बहुत issue चल रहा है, like people are not getting the visas on time. So I in my head I was like, I'm just keeping calm till the time I don't get my visa. I am just like very calm, and I'm not sharing anything with anybody, because and हम ज्यादा ऐसे कुछ होगा
होने से पहले बताना नहीं है,
होने से पहले बताना नहीं है. So तो एक हफ्ते पहले वीजा आया, and then I was excited, and then ऐसे full fledged I started like preparing.
अब करेंगे तैयारी. Before you, like a couple years ago, when Hina Khan walked the red carpet for the first time as a actress from the TV industry of India, like there was a lot of trolling also she had to face. Do you feel like you kind of got saved from a lot of it because Hina had already made that kind of a legacy to follow?
See, firstly, Hina is an inspiration to everybody. She inspires me so much, and she's that one lady who's very solid, who's very strong with her opinions, and I've always told that ऐसा एक बंदा होता है जो आप जिनकी आप बातें सुनते हो आपको लगता है that oh my god, she's really inspiring. So I really love that about her, and no matter what trolling, I think what she did was amazing. तो लोगों को तो बहाना चाहिए कुछ भी बात करने का. So I don't know that I got saved from a lot of trolling. Maybe yes, maybe not. But I always like to see the positives more than the negatives. You'll find me only talking about the positives. I'll hardly talk about the negatives or anything that has gone wrong. एक बार मैं शायद बात करूँगी, but like you talk about something that didn't go well in one interview, and फिर वो line लग जाती है. Everybody starts asking the same question, and I'm like, I don't want to. I've already spoken about it once. I don't want to talk about it another time. So that's me.
And talk about the positives. You got to meet Aishwarya Rai and Abhishek Bachchan. So how was it like getting to meet all these people, getting that kind of an exposure, all the international media kind of around you, that whole experience, how did it affect you and what was it all like?
It was amazing. It was so surreal. Us time I was still like, think that, is this really happening? It didn't sunk in. At that time, I was like, जब मैं इंडिया जाऊंगी तब मुझे realize होगा that what I've done and the kind of experience I've got is massive, is crazy. And people were so warm over there. I was completely new over there. It was my first time. I didn't know a single thing, and wherever I went, like even for trials or even for meetings or anything, people would give advice. And आपको लगता है that yeah, they're so welcoming.
Yeah.
It really felt so nice that I was given so much warmth. And of course, talking about meeting Aishwarya Rai and Abhishek Bachchan, it was amazing. It was such a beautiful moment. I met Aishwarya Rai Bachchan twice, like before, like the red carpet, and even in the night when there was the Laurel Paris party. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have specific words to describe, but उनके बारे में क्या है? She's so beautiful, she's gorgeous, and she's a queen. Also, Abhishek Bachchan, I got to spend almost 15 minutes with him. Like we had like an entire chat about like pro kabaddi and बहुत सारी चीजें हमने बातें करी थी in the night. So it was great. He's a very warm person, and बहुत अच्छा लगा था.
यहाँ भी whenever you have gone out and you are called an artist, but when you are there, you are called an Indian artist.
Yeah.
When the word Indian comes in front of you, you are kind of representing the country. Does it add kind of a sense of pressure or a sense of delight or pride when you are kind of being associated as a representative of your country?
Even while you say this, I have goosebumps because it's a matter of pride for me that I'm going somewhere and representing my country. India comes before my, like name. So it's a matter of pride for sure. I was so like proud of myself that I got to go there. I got to experience this massive thing. It was amazing.
Yeah. But was there even a bit of disappointment that you were not called for the stand on the Indian Pavilion on the day
No.
at all? Talking about what did happen, you are now delving into films with Kaya Palat. It has got the greatest launch it could have asked for at Cannes. So now, how has been that transition for you to jump into films? How before this, I'm sure there must have been a lot of offers that did not translate into it, or many rejections that would have happened to kind of wait for this offer and finally getting Kaya Palat. How was this journey of wait for you?
So again, after Ishq Mein Marjawan, I had different plans. I had a few things in my head that, the kind of projects I want to do and the kind of shows I want to be a part of. So one fine day, I was going to my yoga classes. And I get this call, and I get this entire narration about the film, and I was really impressed. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. This is such a beautiful character. And that time I realized that I want to be a part of this. Tab jaake, things started falling in place. Also, it's very important that after doing a show which is so popular and the character is so much in the audience, I should take a break because I need people to forget that character. With TV, what happens that Ridhima, people do get that
image.
Yeah, image हो जाती है, and I won't say कि सिर्फ फिल्म के लिए मैंने ऐसा किया या मुझे कुछ बड़ा करना था इसलिए ऐसा किया. अगर मैंने कोई शो भी लिया होता, I would have taken that break. I would have given myself that 8-10 months for people to forget that character so that they accept me in a different character.
Did it ever kind of posed as a hinder the label of being a TV actor for you?
Yeah. Not all the time, but a few times for sure.
Yeah.
Jesse, I have a couple of friends, who are into casting or so I would ask them. I would, like call and just understand. And I'm okay to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay, because I personally feel that in television it's my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with it. I know people. I know almost everybody. People know me, but in this medium, I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Or maybe I know, but thoda time lagega. Yeah, So it does. कि आपने बहुत ज़्यादा television किया है, so the kind of exposure is massive.
Yeah.
कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आपने बहुत अच्छी सीरीज करी है, बट एक टेलीविजन एक्टर को बहुत उससे ज्यादा लोग जानते हैं, भले वो बहुत ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल शो रहा हो. So it has happened.
But do you feel like the audience is much more forgiving than the industry of this label?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can count the actors who have kind of transitioned
Yeah,
from
yeah.
mediums, and I'm not just saying from TV or even from OTT to
Yeah.
films. Like there have been very limited cases of success because the industry does not give that many opportunities at times. But a lot of people have done it and paved a path that people are following, and I'm sure you're gonna do the same
I hope so.
soon.
And मुझे लगता है कि तब जाके बात आती है patience की, because I think you need a lot of patience. Television, you almost shoot 25 to 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
आपको आदत होती है रोज काम करने की.
Yeah.
And then one fine day you take a decision and you don't work. You don't go to a set. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Initially लगता है, but I personally feel that some people just, lose their cool. Some don't. You have to be aware, conscious,
Yeah.
in a way.
Thank you, Helly, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you
It
so
has been a
much.
pleasure talking to you, to get to know you, and I feel like we are vibing much more now than we
Yes,
started
yes,
at.
yes,
And
yes.
same birth date has worked the magic. So thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much for having me.